Hello and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, click on the subscribe button, like and comment what you think about this video. Let's get the channel to 20k. In this video, an Indian lady shares a question that has been bothering her for weeks. Like, why is the whole world talking about Palestine? I mean, Western imperialism has been going on for 300 years and counting, making millions of people feel the pain of it. But why now and why Palestine? Now, her being an Indian lady and growing up in a place where colonialism is deeply etched in their history, she refuses to accept the answer everyone gives, which is social media, making the difference. Now, she doesn't think this is the full story or main reason, but she shares her thoughts on what could be leading to this. This is a very interesting video, so I would advise you, my lovely viewers, to stay glued and watch this video until the very end.
Why is the whole world talking about Palestine? I mean, Western imperialism has been going on for 300 years and counting. Millions of people have felt the pain of it. Why now? Why Palestine? This question has been sitting in my mind for weeks. I grew up in India where colonialism is deeply etched in our history. The answer everyone gives me is, oh, it's social media. That's what made all the difference. But I don't think that's the full story. I think it starts with America. America has been running on a religion called capitalism. And America has been waging violent religious wars for capitalism all over the world. You can even say the United States is the largest, most successful imperial empire to ever exist. And while all this is happening, the US elite have worked very, very hard to project a very, very different image of America: the land of freedom, the land of opportunity, the great democracy, the land of invention, the land of convenience, where anybody can start from nothing and become something. These are the myths that keep the religion of capitalism alive. For the first time in our lives, Palestinians, God bless them, God protect them, have managed to break the Iron Curtain. Visceral images of US-funded violence, with English language reporting straight from the ground, and with Palestinian diaspora from all over the world speaking directly to American citizens, using a platform like TikTok that isn't owned by American media, they're showing us that the great American dream is alive. That some people can use unimaginable violence against civilians and call it national security, and other people can do the same and be called that some people are worth protecting and fighting for, like the people of Ukraine, but other people are better off, the people of Palestine, Afghanistan, and Iraq. It challenged the tropes about Arabs being oppressive, violent people, and instead showed us the relentless compassion of Arabs even in the worst conditions. They show us that the American corporate media and the entertainment industry is merely a mouthpiece of the US elite. They showed us that the US government would rather spend trillions on destabilizing countries in the Middle East because it makes oil barons and weapons manufacturers rich, rather than invest in public infrastructure like health, education, housing, or employment. Finally, I feel like the American people are seeing the power of their attention. Seeing that when they talk about an issue, it matters. That when they stop buying a coffee, it matters. They're seeing that they're not insulated from the rest of the world. Seeing that they're not free until all of us are free. America is not the only player here. There's China, Russia, Saudi Arabia. There are oligarchs everywhere using everyday people as pawns in an international chess game. This solidarity with Palestine that we are showing is shaking them. It's terrifying them. And this solidarity is what we should be proud of. To content creators, activists, and grassroots organizers on the ground, let Palestine be your beacon of hope. Keep producing content, keep sharing, keep organizing, and keep this going. Let's talk to each other across borders and languages. Let's build a network of global solidarity. This is what people power looks like. Let's make sure we don't back down. I want to leave you with something we say in India when we call for revolution. We say, Inqilab Zindabad, or long live the revolution.
Capitalism is an economic system, but it's also so much more than that. It's become a sort of ideology, this all-encompassing force that rules over our lives and our minds. Now, it might seem like it's an inevitable force, but really it's a construction project that took hundreds of years, and no part of it is natural or just left to chance. It is no secret that capitalism has become an ideology in today's America. Now, history shows that capitalism isn't natural or normal, strengthening the belief that we can create something better. But what is normal? Is it the right for palm color men to own slaves? Is it the idea that freedom can be realized through wage labor? Is it a society in which democracy is viewed as compatible with an economy run by a small number of massive banks and corporations? None of this is normal, but while slavery is no longer seen as acceptable, capitalism seems ordinary. Just as Europeans colonized most of the world's peoples and justified this as the natural way of things with art this Eurocentric ideology, so the tendency in American history is to read the past through the lens of the present, to take what appears as normal today and proceed as the regular order of things for all times. Overall, by the late 1800s, capitalism had effectively become the norm. By this time, both the Democratic and Republican parties' ideologies of freedom and democracy meant essentially freedom for capital to control the United States. As recent polls have shown, millennials have become increasingly critical of capitalism and increasingly supportive of socialism, symbolized by the popularity of politicians including Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, and the rise of the Democratic Socialists of America. This younger generation appears to be looking for a different way forward. But this is complicated by the fact that many people have little idea what socialism means, though more often than not the term is used to refer to increased corporate taxes and better welfare programs rather than the rearrangement of our social lives away from profit maximization and wage labor towards cooperation and the collective management of work. But if anything is clear from this history, it is that capitalism isn't normal, even in the case of America. And if capitalism isn't normal, we can certainly imagine other ways of organizing normal social life. Now, by far the country that has been involved in the most wars in the past 100 years, if wars are defined as all wars, military conflicts, military occupations, large-scale rescue missions, and policing and peacekeeping actions performed by military units, the answer is the United States of America. The US has frequently found itself involved in disastrous wars which enjoy little support at home. How does this keep going on? In the decades since the Second World War, the United States has repeatedly engaged in military interventionism around the world. In each instance, the key players in the decisions to initiate, expand, and perpetuate the use of military force have been presidents and the senior national security aides. People have been dealing with colonialism for years now. Kindly share your thoughts on this topic. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.